Today, we have the true story. Today, we have the true story behind The Conjuring. Insanity, self-defense, and passion are some of the usual reasons attached to a not guilty plea during a murder trial. The new horror movie, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, out Fridays in theaters on HBO Max, recalls a bizarre event. The first time an American ever pleaded not guilty to a crime on account of being inhabited by an evil spirit. Arne Cheyenne Johnson, 19, was charged with murdering his landlord, Bono, in cold blood in 1981, while the pair fought over his girlfriend, Debbie Glatzel, 26. But it wasn't Johnson who killed his 40-year-old friend, his lawyer unprecedentedly said. A demon manipulated Johnson into stabbing Bono to death with a 5-inch pocket knife. The horrific tale is part of the Conjuring film universe because real-life controversial paranormal investigator Ed and Lorraine Warren, played respectively by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, were hugely involved in the 80s case. It began in Brookfield, Connecticut, with 12-year-old David Glatzel, Debbie's little brother, began experiencing frightening hallucinations. David regularly saw a man with big black eyes, a thin face with animal features and jagged teeth, pointed ears, horns, and hoofs. His mother Judy told People magazine in the lead up to the trial. The creature, she added, told him to beware. As his condition worsened, the boy would growl, hiss, improbable for a 12-year-old, quote passages from Paradise Lost. He often spoke of death and stabbings. Frightened, the Glatzels enlisted the help of the Warrens, popular TV ghost hunters, who brought along 3 priests for a series of exorcisms, some of which the supportive boyfriend Johnson was present for. Lorraine Warren, who was also a psychic, told the Hartford Courant that during one of the rituals, Johnson seemed to sacrifice himself to help save the boy. Johnson leaped up and cried to the demon, "Come into me, I'll fight you, come into me." His impassioned request worked, they claimed. Johnson was possessed. To this day, Debbie and David's brother Carl Glatzel maintains that the Warrens' claim was a hoax to make a quick buck, and that David suffered from mental illness as a child. He sued Lorraine Warren and author Gerald Brittle in 2007 when a reprinting of Brittle's book, The Devil in Connecticut, dragged up the traumatizing experience. The case was dismissed. "That's why I moved out of Connecticut," Carl, now 55, recently told the Courant. "I never did believe that bull." But according to Debbie, Johnson began seeing the demon too and started acting outlandishly. He would go into a trance, she told People. He would growl and say he saw the beast. Later, he would have no memory of it. On February 16, 1982, Johnson's unhinged behavior reached its sad culmination. Johnson, his 15-year-old sister Wanda, Debbie, her 9-year-old cousin Mary, and Bono were hanging out when Bono became drunk and aggressive. Wanda told the Post he then grabbed the wrist of Debbie's 9-year-old cousin and refused to let her go. That's when Johnson fatally stabbed Bono, saying the devil forced his hand. It was reportedly the first murder in Brookfield in 193 years. He was arrested a day later. The trial was a sensation at the time, though the judge refused to allow Johnson's lawyer, Martin Minnella, to actually use demonic possession as the reason for a not guilty plea. Johnson was eventually convicted and sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison, but was released after just 5 on good behavior. In a strange twist, while in prison, he wed Debbie, the woman whose little brother first allegedly was held captive by the devil. The Warrens, who are now dead, said the freed Johnson learned to, conquer his demon. "Possession doesn't quite last 24 hours a day," Ed Warren told the AP. At the time, "It comes quickly and leaves quickly. Arne understands what happened to him. He knows if something does happen, how to ward it off, and he won't be stupid enough to take on the devil again." In the end of this video, don't forget to push like and subscribe button for more content, and tell us in the comments what you think about this case.